Welcome back to my channel. My name is Bree if you are new here, and today's video is super fun. I'm so happy to be filming this because I love just everything about it. But in today's video, I wanted to compare e-girl makeup to scene girl makeup. So I am somebody that grew up in the early 2000s. I was absolutely a scene kid, an emo kid. Like I think it still plays a lot into how I do my makeup today, but I definitely grew up in that scene kid era and followed a lot of those trends. And now that I'm older and trends have evolved, it has now become the e-girl trend. I do feel like I've heard a lot of people debate about whether or not scene girls and e-girls are comparable. I'm no expert by any means, but myself personally, I do think that they're comparable. I think that e-girl kind of derived from scene girl, or rather I guess I should say scene girls walked so e-girls could run, because I think that the whole e-girl aesthetic is really pretty and definitely a lot more the makeup is a lot better than it was back in the day. I was like, how do I say that nicely? But with that being said, if you guys are interested in seeing how I got this look or seeing how I do a scene girl makeup look, then just keep on watching. Alright, so I already went ahead and tossed on my entire base. I primed my lids. I also set them pretty much completely with powder. And I did toss on just the tiniest little bit of bronzer just to bring a little bit of definition to my skin, but not very much by any means. Okay, so I did a lot of research for this going into this video. And by research, I mean I searched e-girl makeup on Pinterest. Because I've obviously seen a lot, but I needed to see like a good collection of pictures right next to each other, just really get inspired. And one of the things that I've noticed with e-girl makeup is it's really blush heavy, first of all, but it's also a lot of like smoky eyes. A lot of it was monochromatic with the blush and really just blown out, really pretty makeup. It's all like everything that I saw was absolutely gorgeous. So today I'm going to be focusing on that really blown out, really blush heavy monochromatic style with like a good wing and a good lip. So I'm going to start off actually by going into the e.l.f. Primer Infused Bronzer in Always Cheeky, and I'm just going to take a big fluffy brush and I'm going to start building that up on my lids. This is going to be one of the blush shades that I'm going to use, so I'm going to kind of tie it all together. I'm also going to take that same brush and just build it up on the edge of it, and then take that and run it underneath my lower lash line as well. We can go really smoky and really low down with this too. And that's a big reason why I wanted to start out with my base done, so I could really just start building everything up all at once when it came to the colors. I'm going to take that same brush and I'm going to go into the Flower Beauty Flower Pots blush in Peach Primrose, and I'm pretty much just going to do the same thing, just kind of really start building up that color. These looks were really like blown out and really pretty, as I've already said, but they also looked very like kind of just sloppy and like hastily put on, and just really like almost effortless, but it's clear that there's makeup on. Next up, I'm going to go into the Morphe Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 palette. And I'm going to go in with a slightly smaller fluffy brush, and I'm going to mix together Feelin' Myself and My Man and just continue to fluff that over my lids, get that a little bit closer to the lash line. And then into a small kind of angled fluffy brush, dipping into those same shades, really just trying to kick off as much as I can. I'm gonna take just a little bit of that underneath my lower lash line. And then really quick, with nothing else on it, I'm gonna go back into that first fluffy brush and just blend over everything. Just being a little bit sloppy and fast about it. But that is that for the eyes. So easy, fast, sloppy, just smoky eye, kind of grungy, but still like blown out and pretty. And then for blush, back into the Flower Beauty blush, I'm gonna go in with a kind of slightly denser brush, and I'm just going to start building that up on my cheeks. We wanna go a lot higher up as well. Just really meshing those two together. So I'm gonna keep Flower Beauty a little bit farther back on my cheeks, because this one is a little bit darker. And then with some blush on the brush, I'm going to take and go right up to the tip of my nose. So you want to make sure you're getting it a little bit underneath and on top, kind of creating like almost like a little button. And then into my e.l.f. Always Cheeky blush, I'm going to do the same thing, just focusing this more on the apples of my cheeks, but again, keeping it a lot higher up. I'm kind of using that to blend out the nose just a little bit. Next up, I'm going to go in with a brush that's a lot softer and flimsier, and I'm actually going to go into the Colourpop Kathleen Lights blush in So Retrograde. This is what it looks like. It's a very orangey, very, very pigmented blush. So I'm literally just going to do one little tiny tap into it, and then I'm going to build that up just a little bit back here, just for a little bit more. I do want to toss on just a little bit of highlight, so I'm going to go in with the ABH Nicole Glow Kit, and I'm going to go into Daydream, since it is an orangey shade, and I'm just going to put that on the high points of my cheeks. And then right on the tip of my nose. I'm not going to put any on my inner corners because I am going to be taking my eyeliner into there, and I just don't want inner corner highlight today. So I'm going to jump off and I'm going to toss on some wings, my brows, lashes. I think that's it. We'll see. I'll be right back. Alright, so I went ahead and I took just a little bit of black eyeshadow and I put it right underneath my eyes just to smoke out my lower lash line. Mostly just to help cover up some spots where my eyes were watering, but I actually think that it really kind of made the look just a little bit more impactful. I also put some little hearts underneath my eyes. No, they are not even. I practiced a bunch. I got the hearts down. I just apparently didn't bother to make them even on my face, but it's fine. It's fine. I'm going to go in with my lips, and I'm going to stick with the monochromatic look. So I'm going to go in with the LA Girl Nonstop Nude Lip Liner, and then the Smashbox Always On Cream to Matte Lipstick in the shade Out Loud. And another thing that I've noticed with more e-girl style makeup is the lack of Cupid's bow. So a lot of times they'll take and draw a line up here, hard to do while I'm talking, and just make the lip look more rounded on the top rather than having that defined Cupid's bow. Alright, and that is my e-girl makeup look. Coming from somebody who grew up as a scene girl, I grew up in the early 2000s, I think that something that e-girls have over scene girls is literally YouTube. Younger girls nowadays know how to do their makeup. When I was a teenager, I had no fucking clue what I was doing, and my makeup did not look good. And I think that like, generally looking through scene girl makeup, you can kind of tell that there wasn't a lot out there into how to blend your eyeshadow and how to do this and why you maybe shouldn't put like a 1/4 of an inch of black unblended eyeliner underneath your eyes. It just kind of worked into the look, and it's very iconic to the look now. But e-girls have YouTube. Kids these days are growing up knowing how to do their makeup. So they obviously have, you know, the upper hand. But I think that this makeup look is so incredibly gorgeous. It's definitely, like, there's parts of it that maybe, you know, aren't the best for, you know, a corporate job. Like, I'm not going to walk into a corporate job with hearts underneath my eyes, but I think the overall concept of it is really, really pretty and isn't so incredibly out there that, like, you would get judged. Not that anyone should get judged for how their makeup looks, but it fucking happens. So, but I think that the general idea, the blown out monochromatic makeup looks with the good wing liner and the strong lip, like, it's pretty classic. And it's just kind of amped up and just made to be just a little bit edgier and a little bit more different. I love it. Honestly, I will probably start wearing my makeup, some form of this, a lot more often because I love it. Also, it was really, really, really easy to do. Like, once my base was on, that took me next to no time at all to do, and I love that. So, I will see you guys in just a couple minutes, but tomorrow my time to do scene girl makeup. Okay, I'm gonna do my hair at the very, very end because I want to part it as far over as I possibly can, and that just doesn't work with doing makeup. I also want to give, disclaimer is not probably the correct word, but the tiniest little bit of a disclaimer that I can't in good conscience not blend my eyeshadow. And I'm aware that there were people back in the early 2000s blending eyeshadow, like, people knew how to fucking do it. But the vast majority didn't really blend their eyeshadow, and I can't in good conscience do that. I'm gonna kind of mix together inspiration from some of the people who could absolutely, like, do makeup very, very well, in with inspiration from people like myself who didn't know what the fuck they were doing back then. So there probably will be some harsh edges and kind of some more, like, things that aren't really favored in makeup now, but I can't not blend my eyeshadow. I can't do it. For today's look, I'm going to be going in with the Morphe Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 palette. And I already primed my eyes, and I already went in and set my eyes with Certified as per usual. I'm going to go in with Thick Skin on a big fluffy brush and just do the slightest little teeny tiny transition shade. Really quick, I'm just gonna run back over that with Certified. And then jumping right into it, I'm gonna go into the red shade Living My Best and just start building that up. So I am keeping it a little bit lower on my lids. Usually I take it up just a little bit farther, but back in the early 2000s in scene girl makeup, it was we didn't take our makeup up as high. We weren't trying to make the eyelids look any bigger or anything like that. So it just really was kept very small, usually mostly on the lids with just a little bit above like the crease. Next up, I'm gonna go into the bottom shade Temptress on a still fluffy but flatter brush, and I'm just going to start packing that all over my lid and blending it into the red. Back in the day, how I used to do my makeup was I had a pot of, I'm pretty sure it was e.l.f. Black gel eyeliner, and I used to take a flat shader brush and I would draw it all the way up to my crease and just have like this raccoon panda like unblended circle of black on my eyes. It was not the most becoming look, but I loved it. Maybe at some point in the future I will dig up some old pictures of myself and recreate how I used to do my makeup, because it was a journey. I'm gonna go back in with Living My Best and run just a little bit over it just to make sure we're blended, but I'm not gonna do too much. Alright, so now when we do our makeup, we tend to want to pull it out, make the eyes look, you know, really, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, we go for the more cat eye style looks, like to pull things out to a point. It's more flattering on the face. Back then, it was a lot more round. So I'm not going to be putting on wings today. I'm probably going to take a little bit of liquid black liner and just line right where my lash line is, just to make sure that everything is deep and dark. But I'm not going to put on a wing. Going to keep it really round and harsh. I'm going to jump off and clean up underneath my eyes, toss on my base really quick, and I'll be right back. Back in the day, bronzer wasn't really a thing. Like, let's be honest here, we were all too orange from our Maybelline Dream Matte Mousse to be wearing bronzer. So I'm not going to put on any bronzer today. I'm going to jump back into eyes. I'm going to go in with the e.l.f. No Budge Retractable Eyeliner in black. I'm going to start off by lining my waterline, my upper and lower, and then I'm going to take it underneath my lash line as well. Luckily this is black, so I can be as messy as I want. And I'm just gonna take that liner and just start building that up underneath my lower lash line. I am going to take it all the way to my inner corner. Remember back in the day, I used to always, literally always wear under eyeliner like this, typically actually usually with a liquid eyeliner or like my gel eyeliner, so it was a little bit more crisp and not quite so smudgy. But I look back at pictures and I'm like, I looked so like intimidating. Alright, I'm going to go in with a tiny little liner brush. I'm going to dip into the black shade Temptress from the palette and just start using that to kind of smoke this out a little bit, intensify it, you know. I'm not going to blend it out too much. But we loved our thick black under eyeliner. I hate to go to the grocery store looking like this. Cool. I'm also going to take that brush and, you know, fucking inner corner highlight. It hurts me deeply to stop right there, but I'm going to stop. I'm stopping. Blush was kind of a thing, kind of not a thing. A lot of times it was just eyes, lips, and that was it. And like whatever your natural brow looked like, I'm going to put on brows. But sometimes bronzer was a thing. I'm gonna go in with the BH Bellini blush palette. I'm gonna go in with this shade right here, Peachy Keen. And let me get a good brush for this. All right, into Peachy Keen. And I'm actually going to focus it farther back, higher up on the cheekbone, not really too much on the apples. And then I'm gonna actually dip into this lighter shade right here, Georgia Peach, and just use that to kind of soften this up just a little bit. I'm gonna take my powder brush and just all right, I'm gonna jump back off and finish up my eyes, toss on some brows and stuff like that. I'll be back to do lips and show you guys the final look. So for lips, the cool thing back in the early 2000s for the scene kids was really, really pale lips. This look is just gonna keep getting better. So I have in front of me my 3 palest lip products. So I have a Wet n Wild lip liner in Sand Nudes. I have an LA Girl lip liner in Forever Bare, and then I have the NYX Lip Lingerie Push-Up in Corset. I don't know how much I'm going to use this because this is really, really cool toned, but I'm going to go in with these 3 and try to do something. Why do I own this? Jesus. I'm just gonna take like a little bit of like a lip oil situation and just... I even went with the early 2000s very thin eyebrows too, so... It's so funny because I was so like, I had this idea and I was so excited to do it. I was like, oh, this could be super cool, comparing like what that kind of more alternative trend is now compared to like what it was back in the day. Like, oh, I'm gonna do my makeup how I used to. It's gonna be so fun. Oh my God. You know, thinking, you know, in my mind, I was hot shit back then. But when I did the egirl makeup look, I loved it. I felt so good yesterday when I filmed that. I vibed that whole day with that makeup look. And then today I'm just like, how much can I like cover my face? Already planning like, what can I do to my makeup once I'm done filming so that I don't look ridiculous going to the grocery store? I honestly think just maybe just putting on some bronzer and like blending out my lower lash line and I should be okay. This is what I used to look like, so I should own it. My hair all like, I used to have way more layers cut into my hair, but my hair's always been so like, I only need to hurry up and finish filming this because there's a police helicopter outside, so they're probably gonna circle back. Anyways, I used to have all these layers cut into my hair, but I've always had like, I don't have thin hair, but I have non-compliant hair. It straightens and that's it. I can now get it to curl and wave probably because I've fried the living shit out of it, but like I was never able to get like the big, you know, scene girl teased hair or anything like that. But this is gonna wrap up the scene girl makeup look and wrap up this entire video. Comment down below and tell me what generation you're from. Are you from the scene girl generation or are you from the e-girl generation? Or if you're not from either, you maybe weren't in the alternative area. Or if you weren't from either, you didn't really follow the alternative trends, comment down below and tell me which makeup look you prefer. I have a feeling the answer is going to be e-girl, but I don't know, maybe there's some people out there who really like this makeup look. Please subscribe if you have not already, it would mean the world to me. Like this video, ring the bell, do all the things. I hope that you guys have an awesome, awesome day, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!